installer didn't cut in main drains. Hey, pool guy. We had an in-ground liner pool installed last November in central Ohio. The builder did not cut in the main drains during the liner install, stating the vermiculite was too soft to walk on. He said he'd be back in the spring and would dive the pool to cut them in. This has not yet happened. After watching your video on the placement of the below liner gasket, I checked the parts he left for the drains and see both gaskets for each drainer in the bags. I feel like cutting these in and trying to slip the gasket below the liner with 6 feet of water in the pool would not be ideal. Additionally, the installer has been seeming to put this off for weeks now and hasn't showed up on any of the dates he's given us to complete this. How should I address my concerns with my installer, and is there anything I should look out for during or after the install? Thanks in advance for any advice you can give.
So just because you have the extra gaskets there, I wouldn't say that under no circumstances they're not there, although likely they did not. If they were doing a liner install over fresh vermiculite, they probably didn't put the gasket on ahead of time. While it's not the absolute end of the world, it's certainly not ideal to not have a gasket underneath the liner. And there's I guess it would be possible, and it'd be something that I would try for sure, to try to slide a gasket underneath. But based on the track record that I'm already getting out of this installer, I wouldn't have a whole lot of confidence in having him go down there, cut the liner, and try to slide a gasket underneath. What I would probably do is recommend that he glue the 2 gaskets that you currently have together, then glue them to the faceplate, and then put it on. So now you have a double gasket above the liner, but what that does is it gives a little more cushion to press down. You're now pressing the liner against the plastic of the main drain itself. Again, not an ideal situation, but better that than having them try to slide a gasket underneath, because unless you have lots and lots of experience with that kind of stuff, the likelihood of it going well is not good. To keep it even simpler, you might even only have them use 1 gasket, and actually maybe that would be the right way to do it, is just use 1 gasket, glue it to the main drain ring that's got to go down, and have them install it with that gasket on, and just be careful and be cautious and make sure that, monitor the pool and make sure. But likely they'll be able to get that to seal pretty well. I mean, your worst case scenario, no matter what, is the water has to come out and the liner has to be, that has to be taken out and a gasket slid under when there's no water in the pool. But I would first try having them put the ring on with the gasket on, and if it leaks, well, then the ultimate thing is you're going to have to drain the pool, and then they could take those rings off, slide the gasket in, put the rings back together, and it should be fine. But just have them finish it, and then at least you'll have a point to start from there. Maybe I can help you further at that point. But a gasket attached to the ring over the liner, pressed against the housing of the main drain itself, probably should be enough. Again, not the ideal situation, but probably should be enough to seal it.